All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I see the attendees are trickling in right now. So um, just want to welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of this today. And what is the second Thursday instead of the third Thursday for this month of June. For those that aren't aware, my name is Kevin Prine. I'm your VAAO president. And as you can see, we have a very large panel with us today for this presentation. So I'm excited about that. As always, special thanks to Vision Government Solutions for helping us put on these third Thursdays each month. Their partnership has really been greatly appreciated in helping to collaborate with putting these together, and we couldn't do it without them. So again, thank you to Vision for that. We certainly do appreciate it. For today's event, it is everything you need to know about the VAAO Education Seminars. For those that aren't aware, we are in 3 different locations this summer on 3 different dates. We will be in Salem in less than 2 weeks now. It's coming up very quickly. And then followed by Chester in July. We'll be there for 2 days. And then we'll be in Fairfax in August. So I'm very excited to have all these events. We have the regional chairs from all 3 events with us today. And we are going to go through all 3 of them, the schedules, the speakers, just different things that are taking place for each one. And we'll answer any questions that may come up from the group that's involved. For those that are not able to attend this one, we are recording this one and we will put it out to membership as soon as we get that file from Vision. And there will be a link for it on the VAAO website. And we'll also promote it in the VAAO network for the month of June. So without further ado, I will turn it over to the education chair as well as the Salem regional chair, Justin Kuzmic, who is the assessor in Salem, and let him tell you all about the program that him and his team have put together, which again is coming up on June 21st, less than 2 weeks away. Take it away, Justin.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Kevin. I appreciate you guys having me here today. So I would just want to kind of go through and talk about the agenda for the Salem event. So the Salem event will kick off on June 20th. On June 20th, on the night before the event, we are going to host VAAO members and family and our sponsors at a networking social event at the Salem Red Sox Stadium. So right in the same venue as the Civic Center is a minor league baseball team, and the game time is at 7 o'clock. We have reserved the owner's suite, compliments of Eagle View. The game again is at 7 o'clock. The suite will open at 6 o'clock, and it will include drinks and appetizers for the attendees. It is on the 3rd floor, so when you go in, you'll want to take the elevator up to the 3rd floor for that. The game will last approximately a couple hours, and then we'll come back Wednesday morning, June 21st, from 8 to 8:30. We'll have our continental breakfast, followed by 8:30 to 9. We'll have our welcome message from the City of Salem mayor, as well as some introductions. We're also going to highlight our sponsors there. So I'm proud to say that we have 6 sponsors that are going to be in attendance or part of the slideshow. So some familiar faces and some new faces. So Vision Government Solutions will have a table and be there. Woolpert. Also Data Cloud Solutions will be there. Eagle View will be there. And then Crexy along with CoStar and Value Base. So maybe some that you're very familiar with, and maybe some that are kind of new to you. So really excited to kind of have them on board with us, and they will get a couple of minutes each during that introductions to talk a little bit about their company. And again, a lot of them will have tables kind of set up in the lobby area for you guys to go and visit with them throughout the day. Our first speaker for the program will kick off at 9 o'clock. It's Jason Simpson. He's the City of Salem GIS manager. He's going to talk about maps and apps and dashboards. He's done an amazing job with the City of Salem data, creating a lot of cool visuals that serve not only internal resources, but also the public. So he's going to walk you through some of those different tools that he and his team have kind of put together. So you'll definitely enjoy some of those features that he's done. Followed by that, we're going to have David Cornell of Cornell Consulting. He is going to talk about Power BI. So if you don't know what Power BI is, you're about to find out. Think of it as an Excel plus PowerPoint, kind of all in one with a lot of cool visuals. And in addition, one of the things that all the attendees are going to get is a link to access the Virginia sales database that's being put together. So this is going to be a great resource for all VAAO members going forward, where we can share our commercial sales. We already have a couple localities that have shared their data, but we're still looking for more. So if you have sales that you want to send, please reach out to me, and I'll put them on there. And we'll also make another push after this to try to get more localities represented with their commercial sales. It's going to be a great tool for each locality to use, but then also to be able to pull sales from other localities and look at various trends within different property types. So that's going to be a really cool tool for all VAAO users kind of going forward. We'll have lunch provided by Salem Catering. That will be right at the Salem Civic Center. In the afternoon, our program will continue with field data collection, specifically using mobile assessor. So Billy Burley of Data Cloud Solutions and myself will go through how field data collection tools and mobile data collection can create efficiencies. And I will show you how the city of Salem uses it to improve and make our field data collection process more efficient. And then finally, we'll wrap up our program with our drones, the future of property assessment. This is going to be a really interesting discussion with Christy Tyser from Virginia Tech. She's done some great case studies on, drones and their uses throughout various industries. And she's going to teach you a lot about what drones are and how they can be used, or if there is a use for them in property assessment. So that's going to be an interesting class as well. And for those of you that either can't make it to the Tuesday night baseball game, or if you want to do both, that's perfectly fine too. We'll have another networking social event at the Red Sox Stadium at 7 o'clock. We're going to be in the City of Salem suite on Wednesday. Game time again is at 7 o'clock, and the suite in the stadium will open at 6 o'clock. And again, drinks and appetizers will be provided. So we got a full day of education and fun. I think it's going to be a great event. We're excited to announce that we already have over 50 people registered for the event, but there's still room to add. So if you haven't registered or you're still interested in going, you still can register. And actually the room block at the Local Comfort Suite is very affordable, and there's still rooms available until June the 12th. So go ahead and get registered, and look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin. That was really good. A lot of detailed information, and I'm excited about that event. And it sounds like we already are slated for a good turnout. Hopefully we'll get some more registered between now and the day of the event as well. Just a reminder for those that are in, if you got any questions for Justin or anybody as they're going through their items, feel free to put them in the chat, and we will definitely get those answered as we move along. So next in July, we will be in Chester, Virginia. Dow Kirby is the regional chair there, and I will turn the floor over to him to discuss the program that will be going on there. Dow, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. July 12th and 13th, which is a Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be having a 2-day event. The location is at Bright Point Community College, which is right off Interstate 95. It's only 2 turns off 95 to Route 1 South, and you're right at the Bright Point Community College, which makes it a great accessible property. We're going to be able to have a lot of room and space, which is very great for everybody. So we're looking for a good attendance there. What we plan on doing is providing a continental breakfast and a lunch the first day, and then the second day is on your own to find. There's plenty of restaurants around there, fast food and sit down, so that shouldn't be a problem. Some of the speakers that we're going to be providing are going to be the first one we're going to do from 9 till 12 is going to be a land use and legislative update from Virginia Tech and the VAAO Legislative Committee Chair Susan Lauer, and they're going to update us on some of the SLEAC rates and new code updates and any updates on bills. From after we'll have lunch, and then post-lunch, we'll have Joe Mengendoth, who's an economist from the Federal Reserve Bank. He's going to give us the state of the Commonwealth economically. So that should be pretty pertinent for our industry. And from 3 to 5, we're going to have the VAAO board meeting in room 1, which is going to run concurrently with another offering, the impact of ratio studies on railroad and pipeline assessments, in our second room by Philip Daffron and Cynthia Mabe from the Department of Taxation. So that'll take us through our first day, and we've got some time after. We're going to put together a networking event at the Three Leg Run Brewery, which is really close by the event, from 6 to 8, and we will be including a drink ticket with the registration. And at this brewery, they have some interesting things. They have possible trivia on Wednesday night, which would be exciting for everybody to do. I know that's always a fun networking and social event. And that'll be from 6 to 8. That is on West 100 Road, which is really close by to the event. On Thursday, we're going to have a continental breakfast, and then from 8 to 12, or excuse me, 8:30 to 12:30 thereabouts, we'll have impact of sports tourism on the real estate market. Recently, Henrico County has opened a Henrico Sports and Entertainment Authority, which is going to be offering music events, sporting events, all kinds of events within the county, and have different locations in which we can provide entertainment facilities and venues for those things. Essentially the overall aspects and the impacts of the sports and tourism on the commercial market and the residential market in jurisdictions. And they're going to specifically look at a project that they're working on now. The Virginia Center Commons project was a former mall that's being turned into a sports facility. And we have another one where it's called the Green City, and it's going to be a Coliseum type mixed use area. So that's going to be kind of what they're going to be speaking about. And then we'll have lunch on our own, which there's plenty of restaurants, fast food, and sit down by the conference site. And from 1 to 3, we'll have the Fourth Amendment legal limitations for inspections. That's going to be brought to us by Walter Irwin, the former Lynchburg city attorney. And I think that's very pertinent for all of our assessor/appraisers in our offices, because it's always a question that we have, and it'll be a good way to answer that for them. From 3 to 5, we'll have an anatomy of a tax assessment defense. That will be brought to us by Virginia International Gateway versus Portsmouth case, and it'll be Andrew McRoberts from Sands Anderson. So we've got some pretty pertinent information, especially with our industry right now, with inspections and the legality of it, and the defense of our assessments, which is very pertinent today. So we're having sponsors from Eagleview and Vision on sites, and there's nearby lodging, Country Inn Suites, Comfort Inn, Holiday Inn Express, Homeward by Hilton, Hampton Inn. There's plenty of opportunities to find a hotel to your liking, so that shouldn't be a problem. So we've got a great facility. It's large. We'd love to have everyone join us. If you have the opportunity, it's going to be a great offering.
Awesome. Thanks, Dal.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we the Chester team met at the Bright Point Community College. I guess it was about 2 weeks ago, and toured the facility. And it is, as he mentioned, it's very nice. It's very large. We'll have plenty of room and space. We've got a very nice lobby area for a lot of networking opportunities, and just kind of some time to get to know folks and everything out there. I think attendees will be very pleased with the facility itself, and I'm excited to hear about a lot of those topics. Definitely want to know more about how sports tourism impacts the real estate industry. That'll be really neat to hear about.
Absolutely.
And our last event will be in August in Fairfax. Tom and Lisa have done a fantastic job in putting that program together, and I will now turn the floor over to them.
Very good. Thanks, Kevin. Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Reed with Fairfax County, and Lisa Jacobs is joining me. She's one of our assistant directors here. Our event's going to be on August 7th. It'll be at the Sherwood Community Center, which is actually in the city of Fairfax. And it's a very nice facility. It's really more than a community center. It's more of a fine arts center with chairs, tables, stage, audio. It'll be nice. But I guess for folks coming up from the southern part of the state, you probably come up 95 to 495 and get off on Little River Turnpike or 236 and come right on into the city. It's pretty easily accessible. But we're going to kick it off at 8 o'clock with continental breakfast. At 8:30, we'll bring in the county executive for Fairfax County, Brian Hill. He's going to give a brief intro and welcome, and then I think we'll have some other introductions as well. At 9 o'clock, we'll start off the agenda with Ryan Rauner is a CCIM commercial broker here in Northern Virginia, primarily the Tysons area. He's going to talk about the state of the regional office market and also about the commercial leasing business in general, lease terms, what to look for, things of that nature. And he'll do a great job. I know Ryan well, and we're looking forward to that. After that, and Lisa, I'll let you talk a little bit about this. We're going to do a session on FOIA and records retention. And Lisa, I'll let you talk a little bit about that one.
Yes, Tom, we have 3 speakers for that session, and we are going to have Amanda Castle, who is our Fairfax County FOIA officer, talk about FOIA and how that impacts the assessment office. We have Chad Owen, who is his title is coordinator of the records management section for the Library of Virginia, and he has a talk about records management that he's going to go over. And then finally, we have our county archivist, Simran Deepra, and she is going to talk about how the retention schedule impacts the assessment office and assessment records.
Very good. And after that, we'll break for lunch. And Lisa, am I correct? We're going to bring in, we'll be providing Potbelly, catered by
Potbelly.
Potbelly.
Yes.
Very good. In the afternoon, we'll go back to commercial. We're going to give a presentation on the valuation of mixed use and phase developments with a focus on Tysons Corner. Lots going on there for those of you that haven't been up this way. It's quite the place. But we're going to have Dave Pellegrino, who's another one of our assistant directors here. He oversees the commercial division for Fairfax County. He's an AAS, and Derek Fisher, MAI, one of our senior most appraisers, commercial appraisers, are going to talk about how we approach Tysons Corner and the advent of the Silver Line, give a little history of it, and then how we value it from beginning to end for new developments, new phase developments, and particularly those that involve mixed use. And I'll probably join the team too at the end and talk a little bit about the success we've had with our approach to it, which is it's pretty interesting. I think everybody will find it to be valuable. At the end, we're going to finish it off with a panel roundtable discussion on 3 different topics. And we're going to be bringing in folks from a variety of municipalities to talk. And we're going to start it off with data centers, which is very prevalent up here in Northern Virginia, and particularly with regard to the new legislation that has been bestowed upon us and how we all worked within the parameters of that legislation. But the first panel will have Loudoun, Fairfax, and Prince William counties, and we'll talk about data centers. And then the other 2 panels will be regarding residential markets, what you saw in 2022 and what you're seeing now in comparison now in 2023, and how you'll be prepping for 2024 assessments. I know there were lots of ups and downs last year. This year, a little more stable, maybe not as bad as we thought it was going to be, but hopefully the folks we have on this panel can talk a little bit about how they're dealing with the issues there. And then lastly, we'll have a panel on I&E data collection. We'll be bringing in some locales that have some innovative ideas on how to collect the data that we use for commercial valuation. And that'll end at 5 o'clock. It's 3 to 5. And at the end of the day, Lisa, we're going to have a networking social event. And Lisa, I'll let you talk a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Sure, that will be from 5:30 to 8, and it's going to be at Dave & Buster's, which is at one of our local malls, Fair Oaks Mall. It's pretty interesting. It used to be a Sears department store, and they've turned it into a Dave & Buster's. And if you haven't been to one, it's basically an adult arcade. It will have many games. We'll be getting game chips with our registration, a drink ticket, and then we'll also have an appetizer buffet. So that should be a lot of fun, but at the same time, a great networking opportunity.
Great. And that's about it, Kevin. We hope to see everybody there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys for that. And the schedule sounds very good and intriguing in Fairfax as well. So as you all can see, there are a lot of sessions, a lot of topics being covered at all three events. And, we tried to do our best to really have a lot of fun involved as well. I think the social networking plans for each one are very well thought out. Each one's a little bit unique to its own area. And so I think it'll be, very important, just not only the education part, but to get out and network and to be able to meet people from other jurisdictions and offices. We've kind of been missing that for several years with the pandemic and everything else. And it's nice to see things open back up and kind of establish some of those professional relationships that we've had throughout the state and really regenerate some of that activity. If there are any questions, again, still feel free to put them in the chat. I don't see any have come in. So that means one of two things. A, there's no questions, but B, our panel's done a fantastic job of explaining all the details of each location. So thank you all for that. Just a reminder before we wrap up, the deadline to register for the Salem location or for all three events is Friday, June 16th. You still can get the discounted rate to attend all three. And again, that is for $295 each one. The one-day sessions are $95 each, and the Chester location for 2 days is $140 each. Registration will continue for the Chester and Fairfax locations in July and August after the 16th. However, there just won't be a discount for all three events because all three events won't be available at that time. Anything else from my panel that we need to discuss, or maybe anything that we forgot from any of the discussions previously? All right. I think you guys did a great job covering everything. I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much for the attendees that are in here. And again, if you weren't able to attend, don't worry, because we've got it recorded. We're going to get it out to the membership. And again, hopefully just help educate everyone on all the events that we have going on this summer. Once again, thanks so much to Vision Government Solutions for allowing us to host this and partnering with us on this. Really appreciate that. Without further ado, then I will bid farewell to everybody and hope you all have a great day. Thanks again.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin.
Hey, guys.
Thanks.